Welcome back to the Mindful Spoon. Today's video is going to be 4 easy and healthy meal prep recipes that you can do at home every single weekend in order to get yourself ready for the week. Let's get started.
I lose my breath whenever I see you.
Not only did I want to make this meal prep super simple and healthy, but I also wanted to make sure that this incorporated foods that you're able to eat if you have any type of stomach issue. I'm going to be avoiding a lot of irritants and trigger foods that most people cannot eat when they have stomach issues, so feel free to add or to remove any ingredients or spices that you think might not suit you. Our breakfast is flaxseed and banana muffins. You are able to make this gluten-free or you're able to make it with normal flour, but this recipe actually was with almond flour. Okay, we're gonna start off with 3 large ripe bananas, 3 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon baking soda, half a teaspoon baking powder, half a teaspoon salt, and 3 cups of almond flour or the flour of your choice. And let's not forget the flaxseed. I use half a cup of flaxseed. So what I did is I started off by mixing all of the ingredients together and adding them to a bowl. And in order to incorporate the flax seeds, what I did was I put the half a cup of flax seeds in the blender and I blended them and created flaxseed meal. Now, however, if you have flaxseed meal already, you don't have to do this. You just add the half a cup of flaxseed meal and then you're good to go. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Divide the batter evenly into each muffin cup and then bake them for 20 to 25 minutes or until they're golden and cooked through. Then you cool them down and they're ready to go. I really like to consider them as breakfast because I always have kind of like a sweet tooth in the morning. But if you want something more savory, you can go ahead and add this to your savory breakfast or as a snack. Or if you want to get really fancy schmancy, what you could do is you can add them on to a snack pack. Now my breakfast for this was the mix of the muffins and the smoothie that I'm going to show you guys how to make. It's really simple. Last week we talked about celery, so this week we're gonna put some celery in it. I added pretty much 1 celery stalk to each little baggie and I freeze those baggies in order for me to have them frozen and then just pop them in the blender in the morning. I also cut up some apple and put it in the baggie as well. I use 1 apple for 3-4 days and 1 banana for the 4 days as well. Now what I like to do is I like to add some type of spinach or leafy green into my smoothies. So in this case I didn't add them to the bag, but I do add them separately, so I end up putting a handful in there once I do mix it all together every morning. And that is the breakfast. It's super easy, super simple. You can go ahead and actually mix it with coconut water if you want a little bit more electrolytes, a little bit more hydration. But if you want it kind of thick and smooth, you can also add a little bit more bananas and some almond milk. This is super simple, and again, it's bland enough for you to eat and be able to digest, especially if you have any type of stomach issue. Next up is our lunch. Now for lunch, I decided to make salmon. I made it for the next 3 days. I don't add any type of crazy combination of herbs and spices and stuff like that, but in this case I learned that dill and lemon are such a good combination in foods. You don't have to use this in fish if you don't really want to, but it does have great omegas, great for your brain, great for your digestion. You can add this combination to chicken if you'd like. All I did was I seasoned it with salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder. Again, you can take the garlic powder out if you'd like. I sliced up some lemons and I put them on top so that the juice can kind of infuse within the salmon when it is baking. And then I put some small pieces of dill around the salmon. Now for my side, I noticed a trend here. Every time I make one of these videos, I always incorporate sweet potatoes because sweet potatoes are amazing. I believe, I don't know, they're better than normal potatoes in my opinion, and also they're easier for people who have things like gastritis or acid reflux that maybe can't have very acidic foods or nightshade foods like tomatoes and potatoes. So sweet potatoes are a great option and they're very filling, especially when you combine them with some type of protein. So I cut up some sweet potatoes and made them into fries. I seasoned them with olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then I put them on top of a bed of spinach. And that was our lunch. Now for the next recipe is our dinner. I've never cooked risotto before. This was the very first time, and I think it's my newfound love because before I was such a big fan of green beans with normal white rice. That was like the only thing that I could digest when I had really heavy bad stomach gut issues. This is a new recipe for me and it came out really good. I really like it. It really soothes my stomach and I get my veggies, my carbs, and also my protein. Now I already had chicken breast cooking and all I had to do was tear it apart with 2 forks in order to create smaller pieces that I can add onto the risotto risotto at the very end. In a large saucepan, heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Add some of the butter. You're going to keep that at over medium heat. Add some onion and stir it until it's soft and translucent. Salt and pepper. You're going to let that cook for a little bit, and then you're going to add the arborio rice into the pan. You want to make sure that you leave the rice and you're stirring it frequently so that it absorbs the oils and gets a little golden too. Then little by little you start adding the broth to the rice. Now this is 4 to 6 cups of broth. I used 4 cups and it worked out fine. Now while that's cooking, you want to go ahead and grab 2 carrots and peel them and cut them to the desired shape and size that you want it. Now the whole thing itself really just cooks for 20 to 25 minutes. I want to say after like 15 minutes I added in the carrot. Then once you notice that all the risotto has absorbed the broth, you want to go ahead and add the spinach and the chicken on top. You can go ahead and add some onion powder or garlic powder if you'd like. This actually made more than the amount that I expected to make, but hey, that just means you have more risotto and more food to eat. Also, if you don't have chicken already made and you just want to make the risotto as a side dish, feel free to do so. Another thing that I thought of was creating that as a side dish and also adding a chicken breast that's grilled on top. And that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Those are 4 easy, healthy meals that you can use whether you do have stomach issues, whether you're just trying to eat a little bit healthy, maybe trying to eat a little bit more fiber or veggies. Don't forget to like this video and comment down below if you tried any of these recipes, and subscribe if you want me to make more of these videos. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.
I just want